Welcome into my channel. Thank you for being here and sharing your beautiful energy. I've cleared your space and I'm sharing from my heart for the highest good of all. I invite spirits of the light for whatever messages they like to send through me. Today we're going to be using a guide to Mystic Fairy Tarot, and I don't usually use tarot, but today I was called to use the tarot deck, and so we're going to be asking the universe 3 questions. First question being, what do you need to know? And we may refer to the book for these cards as we get them out, but so maybe you've been asking, wanting the answer of what do you need to know right now? What is the universe trying to tell you? And I also got the message, several messages in meditation for your reading. You don't have to believe something for it to be true. So there might be something going on in your life now that you don't want to believe. You've been turning a blind eye to, turning a deaf ear. You're thinking that if you don't believe it, it means it isn't true. And so the message is that just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it isn't true. So that could have to do with a relationship, something that you've been maybe feeling that might not be what you think it is, or maybe you've been given the advice that it isn't what you think it is, but you don't want to believe that. It could be anything. You'll know what that is for you. But anyway, you don't have to believe something for it to be true. And then the opposite, you can believe in things that aren't true. And with that, I'm getting that you may receive information from someone that's an expert, and just because they're an expert doesn't mean that what they tell you is true. There are truths that are universal, that are undeniable truths, verifiable truths, and then there are opinions presented as truth. And people can be very convincing about presenting their opinions as truth. So maybe it's something to do with that you need to use your discernment around things being presented to you as truth that aren't true. That could be tying back to something that's been told to you about yourself. It could be so many different things. So use your discernment there. And Spirit is working in your life whether you're actively co-creating or not. So it's up to you whether you choose to co-create or not, but Spirit is always moving and working in your life. Okay, so back to the question, what do you need to know right now? What does the universe want you to know? We have the Ten of Swords. She looks like she's in a lot of pain. She's carrying a lot of grief and sorrow. She's bound and wounded. She's gotten ensnared in the thorns, and they've drawn blood. And she's still standing, but she's losing hope. Her arms are bound behind her back. So you're feeling hopeless about something that's going on right now in your life. You're contemplating giving up on it. You're not seeing a way out. So I'm sorry you're dealing with this. You have a heavy burden right now. Let's see what the book says, the guidebook says about this particular Ten of Swords. Okay, so this goes along with you don't have to believe something for it to be true. So you're feeling this right now in your life. You're feeling bound and battered, your hands tied behind your back. But this card is talking about where the first blood fell, a new little blue rosebud has begun growing. And although the queen cannot see it, it has a wonderful and powerful magic. Behind this tragic scene, the sky is rosy with the promise of sunshine and hope. So there's still a lot of lightness in this card. So your message is what you have feared and tried to avoid has happened. And again, I'm so sorry about that. Something has ended and your life is changed, but not over. The worst is over and you may feel exhausted and you may even feel dead inside for a while. But without a doubt, something new will come to fill the empty space, and a new morning will bring the promise of the sunrise and renewed hope. So that's what the universe is trying to tell you, is that you don't have to believe right now because you're in a very hard time, a hard season, and you don't have to believe that something new is on the horizon for you, but that doesn't mean it's not true. And Spirit is working in your life whether you're actively co-creating or not. So this has happened. Something you didn't want to happen has happened. But there is this new that's going to be coming in for you, and this is not the end. So positive change is coming. So now we're going to get the new perspective, that if you could gain a new perspective on this, it would really help you moving forward. So what the universe wants you to know about getting a new perspective. So what you may not see, like I said, what you may not be able to believe is true right now, but if you could expand your perspective, how that would help you to overcome this situation that has happened. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and get this card for the next message as well. But let's see. Okay, so the new perspective, Queen of Swords. Yeah, so there you go. That's exactly what we just said. You can't see it right now in this situation you're in right now. You're not feeling like the queen. You're not feeling like you have power, like magic is coming. But it is. The universe wants you to know that this is where you're going. Your wings are going to be out. Your hands will be unbound. You'll be sitting among the flowers again, still with the pretty sky behind you. A change of perspective. So changing your perspective to see this is coming, this new day. I know that's hard when you're in this Ten of Swords, to know that this Queen of Swords time is coming for you. So let's see what the book has to say about this particular Queen of Swords. This is amazing how the universe works, Spirit works. I'm so happy that this is on the horizon for you. The Queen of Swords has known sorrow and survived it. It has made her strong and smart. It has also made her a little distant and perhaps a little cold. Like all the queens, she's creative and tends to excel in complex, intricate forms of artistic expression, such as playing the harp. She has a natural wit and way with words, so she is great company, but she won't suffer fools easily. However, she is a great source of no-nonsense wisdom and advice. She'll no doubt have the easiest and surest solution to a problem, but she may deliver her gems with a sharp tongue. So, someone may have already come to you and given you some maybe tough love about this. And I don't think I'm ever here to give tough love, although maybe that could be what this reading is for you today. A bit of like, just a wake-up call if you have been hiding out or spending too much time here thinking about what's happened, thinking about the negative side of it. So the Queen of Swords is here to say, get up and see yourself this way. Maybe post a picture of yourself on the refrigerator of a time in your life where you felt really confident, and remind yourself that you'll be back there. That's where you're going. So it's telling you clearly, I mean, from here to here, I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but this is where you're going, okay? So there's an actionable step that you will need to take to go from here to here. And so that's what this card is. What action can you take? The Six of Cups. So this is focusing on something you enjoy doing. And it may be difficult to get yourself right now to even remember what that was. But spend some time thinking about that, maybe journaling about that. What brings you joy? Write down what you're grateful for, what your gifts are, and maybe going for a walk in nature, spending some time in nature. But getting back to what you need to focus on for yourself. I feel like you've spent a lot of time focusing on other people. Worried about other people, the effect this has had on other people. But the universe is letting you know that it's time to focus on what brings you joy, knowing that this is ending. This is going to come to an end. This is a temporary stop or a temporary position on your path. And I know it can feel permanent sometimes when this happens, but it isn't. This is a temporary situation. And this is where you're going to. And in order to get there, I'm going to separate these and put this in the middle. This is where you need to bring your mind to what brings you joy. Not focus on other people. Don't worry about them. That's not your job. You don't have to worry about other people. They'll figure themselves out. And sometimes it can feel like, well, if I don't worry, what will happen to them? But they'll be fine. They really will. Take care of yourself. Focus on what you need to do to feel better. Even if that's just a simple, very simple act of self-care. I'm hearing go get a pedicure. If you can do that, do some things to take care of yourself. Okay, so let's see what this book has to say about the Six of Cups. So in this crystal ball, she's seeing all the things from her past that bring her joy. And that's what I was just saying, to think about what brings you joy, even though right now you haven't been feeling a lot of joy. But there are things that bring you joy. And so those are the things, if you can tap into those and remember, and then do at least one of those things. But the message is something or someone is missing from your life. So this may be to do with a relationship here. How you're feeling right now. You're feeling that loss quite deeply. So the Six of Cups may normally be about living in the past and thinking about past relationships and memories from that. But today, this Six of Cups is meant to think about past things that made you feel good and focus on those and bring them into the future so that you can step into this Queen of Swords. You're going to come out of this a lot stronger than you were. You've learned a lot. You've gained a lot of wisdom. You're not going to suffer fools anymore. You see through things. You have a lot of wisdom. And yeah, this channel message here is something that, I feel you've been working on, like realizing that things are true whether you've believed it or not. Yeah, and initially I was thinking it had to do with a relationship, so you've been seeing the truth of a relationship, and that you could have been believing in things that weren't true. So yeah, now you're coming out on the other side of this smart, wise, having learned a lot from this experience. Okay, I got these magical messages cards. We're going to get one from there. Let's see what else. These are also, oh yeah, that makes sense why I picked this. It says they're from the universe. And this is a message from the universe today. So let's see what final message could be helpful for you today. Here's how this card looks. Maybe having a bath and a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Just that could help you today. I'm also seeing maybe going to get your hair done. Maybe just self-care with your hair, fixing yourself up, going and doing something, going and having coffee with a friend, or just go out and have coffee yourself. I know a lot of times that cheers me up to just go get a coffee, go out, get a coffee. Sometimes you can feel in your bones that it's time for a whole new era. Listen. Yeah, so a whole new era is coming in for you. You're going from the Ten of Swords to the Queen of Swords. Focus on yourself at this time. And I really hope this was helpful. And Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye.